Conduct in the City Council chambers. Rules of decorum for the public. Members of the audience shall not engage in disorderly or boisterous conduct, including the utterance of loud, threatening, or abusive language, clapping, whistling, stamping of feet, or other acts which disturb, disrupt, impede, or otherwise render the orderly conduct of the city meeting infeasible. A member of the audience engaging in any such conduct shall, at the discretion of the presiding officer or a majority of the city council, be subject to ejection from the meeting per Government Code Section 54954.3C. Removal from the council chambers. Any person who commits the following acts in respect to a meeting of the city shall be removed from the council chambers per Government Code Section 54954.3C. A, disorderly, contemptuous, or insolent behavior towards the city council or any member thereof, tending to interrupt the due and orderly course of said meeting. A breach of peace, boisterous conduct, or violent disturbance tending to interrupt the due and orderly course of said meeting. Disobedience of any lawful order from the mayor, which shall include an order to be seated or to refrain from addressing the city council, and any other unlawful interference with the due and orderly course of said meeting. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Taft City Council Successor Agency Joint Regularly Scheduled Meeting for Tuesday, February the 4th, 2025. City of Taft Council meetings are being held in person with full capacity seating and are live streamed at www.youtube.com/user/City of Taft. Public comment can be made in person and also can be received per the following. Written comments may be dropped off in the drop box in front of City Hall. Comments may be emailed to the city clerk at cityclerk@cityoftaft.org. They may also be made by phone to the city clerk's office at 661-763-1222. Public comments will be accepted up until 5 p.m. the day of the meeting. All comments received shall be read into the record. We're going to begin this evening's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, led by myself, followed by the invocation from Pastor Sean. So if you stand and join me, please. Salute and pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing for the invocation, please. Thank you.
Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we come to you understanding that you are sovereign over all human affairs. We ask that you would be over the course of this meeting and all the decisions and everything that happens. May there be peace and unity as a result. We also pray for the days and weeks ahead, all of the work that happens with the City Council and all of the city employees. We pray that there would be adequate resources, that this would be a good place to live, that we would be able to live in peace, and that what is best will prevail, and that our lives would be pleasing to you. And we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Okay. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, may we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Knorr.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Bryant.
Here.
Councilmember Cryer.
Here.
Councilmember Waldrop.
Here.
And Councilmember Chivera.
Here.
All right, before we get started, everybody who has one of these, please silence your phone, all right? So you won't get a phone call in the middle of the meeting and disturb everybody. Thank you very much. Okay. First item on this evening's agenda is item number 1, proclamations, Kern County Grand Jury Awareness Month. Mayor Pro Tem Josh Bryant.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's my honor and privilege to issue this proclamation on behalf of the City Council and the City of Taft, declaring February 2025 as Kern County Grand Jury Awareness Month. Whereas the Grand Jury is one of the oldest government institutions in our jurisprudence, devised to check the excesses of the English monarchy and to ensure the rights of the accused. And whereas the California Constitution, adopted in 1879, provided that a grand jury shall be drawn and summoned at least once a year in each county. And whereas the California grand jury is an arm of the Superior Court. And whereas the grand jury acts as the public's watchdog by investigating and reporting on affairs of local government and recommending ways local governments can be more efficient, effective, transparent, and accountable. And whereas the Kern County grand jury is a body of 19 citizens and is a diverse group of men and women with a wide range of backgrounds and interests who make a commitment to serve a minimum of 20 hours per week for a 12-month term. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Taft does hereby join other cities in proclaiming the month of February 2025 as Kern County Grand Jury Awareness Month and encourages all citizens to consider volunteering for the Kern County Grand Jury, dated this 4th day of February 2025 and signed by the mayor and 4 council members.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. I don't see anybody here from the grand jury to accept this. So there you have it. In honor of them, it's very necessary, and it's part of transparent, responsible governance. So if you have the opportunity to be a part of it, I encourage that. All right, thank you. Next up, item number 2, reorganization of city council committee assignments. City Manager Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. In 1994, the City Council established several standing committees, each of which were delegated certain responsibilities to review issues within the area of expertise to make recommendations to the full council. Per Policy and Procedures Manual 101, the City Council traditionally reorganizes every 2 years after an election has been certified and then the committee appointments are made. Below are the committees and the number of council members and positions. You have your Finance Committee, 2 members, an alternate. Personnel Committee, 2 members, 1 alternate. Public Works Committee, 2 members, 1 alternate. Safety Committee, 2 members, 1 alternate. Traffic Committee, 1 member, 1 alternate. Economic Development Committee, 2 members, 1 alternate. And your ad hoc committees. In addition to the committees are the following: League of California Cities Legislative Delegate Program, 1 position, Current Council of Governments, 1 member, 1 alternate. City Selection Committee. Mayor serves as the member per government code section. Valley-wide Special Selection Committee, 1 member, 1 alternate. LAFCO, Taft currently does not have a rotation, the rotation won't come up for a number of years. And then last is the Kern Economic Development Corporation Board member, 1 member.
Okay, thank you, City Manager Jones. That is a whole bunch of stuff going on, all a part of government. So we have to go through and reorganize. That does not necessarily mean we have to change who is on those committees, but we have to address those committees. And there are times when certain council members wish to be a part of a committee and gain some experience in that committee, and others have been doing something for a long time and they're ready for a change. So here we go regarding the standing committees. First up, Finance Committee, which takes 2 council members and 1 alternate. Currently, I'm serving on the Finance Committee, and I wish to be considered to continue to serve on the Finance Committee. Mayor Pro Tem Bryant is on the Finance Committee, and Ursula Cryer is the alternate on the Finance Committee. Now, I'll ask the other members of the council who aren't a part of that would be 2 of you, if you have a desire to be on that committee other than the ones you're on. No?
Not I.
Okay, well then, myself, Mayor Pro Tem, and Councilman Cryer?
Yes.
All right, we'll maintain those positions. So that's the Finance Committee. Thank you all. Personnel Committee, Personnel Administrative Committee, that is 2 council members and 1 alternate. Currently, that would be Councilman Cryer, Mayor Pro Tem Bryant, and the alternate would be Councilman Chavera. Gentlemen, if you want to continue, because I don't think we've all been doing that very long, if you want to continue taking care of that for the council,
I'd be happy to.
that would be fine with me.
I as well.
Everybody good?
Yes, sir.
All right, there you have it. We'll just keep going as we are. Public Works Committee, it doesn't meet all that often. Currently, the Public Works Committee is Councilman Chavera and myself, and the alternate is Ronnie Waldrop. I'd be more than willing to continue along that path. Councilman Shavera?
Absolutely.
Councilman Waldrop? Okay. Then the Public Safety Committee takes 2 council members, and currently that is Mayor Pro Tem Bryant and Councilman Waldrop. I am currently the alternate, along with, you have the city manager, the fire department, hall ambulance, and Darren Walrath, Ray Hatch are 2 public members with an alternate, Bill Wickwire. So, Mayor Pro Tem Bryant and Councilman Waldrop, did you wish to continue along there, or?
Sure.
Yeah, unless there's somebody who wants to take it, I would be happy to continue.
Gentlemen, that's the Public Safety Committee. Do either of you have an interest in being a part of that?
They don't meet at all, do they? I don't think.
Well, not a lot. They do every now and again, but it's just a matter of signing up, so whatever y'all think.
I think, Mayor Pro Tem, Bryant and Warren Waldup would be good.
Okay.
Happy to-
Would either of you care to be the alternate and take my place as the alternate?
I don't mind being the alternate. I got a lot of things going on, so I just want to make sure that we're balancing everything out appropriately.
Yeah, there you go. And that's, we don't want to overload any one individual. So, I mean, I'd be fine with continuing that.
Then we'll leave it at that.
Okay, we'll leave that one as it is, Public Safety Committee. Economic Development Committee, 2 council members. That would be Mayor Pro Tem Bryant and myself. The alternate would be Ronnie Waldrop. So any interest in that from those of you who aren't on that right now?
Mr. Mayor, if I might interject.
Sure.
It seems like that one and the one with the EDC seem to go very much hand in hand. And I know I would prefer to stay on that, but I'm open to it if other folks have an interest.
Okay. I would agree with that assessment, as a matter of fact, yeah. So that makes sense to me. Here again, I'm on there. Would either of you like to take my place on there, or do you want to continue as it is?
I'll stay as is.
Stay as is, gentlemen?
Only for stepping down.
Okay. All right then. Traffic Committee, we have Carlos Chavera with an alternate as Ronnie Waldrop on the Traffic Committee.
Sure.
Councilman,
I'm going to stay on.
you want to stay on? Okay. We have no ad hoc committees at this point in time. The League of California Cities Legislative Delegate currently is Councilman Waldrop. I think you've been down there a couple of times,
I've made every meeting except one when I was sick.
okay?
I would like to suggest, if it's possible, that we have an alternate. We used to, back when.
It is your call.
I'd like to have one, yeah.
Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. So, gentlemen, is there anybody interested in being the alternate for the League of California Cities Legislative Delegate?
That would be, if one cannot make it, then then we would go.
That is correct. If at this point in time, Councilman Waldrop is the delegate, so if he could not make it, then the alternate would be the next one up.
I can do that.
All right? Councilman Cryer, you're in. Kern Cog, which is 1 council member, and Councilman Cryer's been doing that for a while, and 1 alternate, and that would be Councilman Bryant. Councilman Bryant, you're getting loaded up with the current EDC and the Economic Development Committee, along with your full-time job and your coaching activities.
I'd be happy to step away as the alternate on that.
I'd like to be the alternate if there's a way, if nobody else take it.
Well, I'd tell you, I have, as long as I've been serving the people, I have yet to serve in that capacity. I've been to the awards dinners, and I've talked with multiple people. I would like to consider you gentlemen give me the opportunity to do that. I have yet to do that.
I have no problems with
No
that.
problem.
No qualms here.
That'll be off then. Okay.
Would you, Councilman, well, Ronnie, you wanted to be the alternate on that?
That's what I'd like to be, yeah.
Okay. All right, then. Let's see. All right, so that changed both of us. All right. Next up, City Selection Committee. Okay, the mayor serves per government code section, so that would be myself. As an alternate, Councilman Cryer, you are on that. Would you like to continue in that?
Fine.
All right. Valley-wide Special City Selection Committee.
I believe I'm on that one. I would like to step away if somebody would like to take that one.
All right. And let's see, we have an alternate as Councilman Shavera. Councilman Shavera, would you like to step up to being the appointed council member and have somebody else be the alternate? Or would you prefer, based on your workload, to stay there and see if somebody else would fill that spot?
I'm willing to step up. I think it's super important to take on some challenges, so.
Okay, yes, sir. All right, then we need an alternate for the Valley-wide Special City Selection Committee. Anybody wish-
I'll take it if nobody wants it.
Councilman?
Go ahead, Ron.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Councilman Shavira, you're going to be doing that, and Councilman Bryant, you're off of that.
Thank you.
Councilman Waldrop is on there.
Come on, nice vacation.
Okay, LAFCO, none until Taft rotation comes back. Current EDC, Mayor Pro Tem Bryant, like you say, that dovetails right into the Economic Development Committee. So you're going to stay with that then?
I would like to, if it's at the will of council.
That's fine with me. Gentlemen?
Fine with me as well.
All right. That's all of them. Is that correct?
Correct.
Madam Clerk? All right then. We got that one taken care of, gentlemen. Thank you, everybody, for stepping up and doing all those things. All right, next item on the agenda is item number 3. Citizens request public comments. All right, we have a few people wishing to address the council. This is the time and matter for the general public to address the city council on matters within its jurisdiction. State law prohibits the council from addressing any issue not previously included on the agenda. Council may receive comment and set the matter for a subsequent meeting. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes. So, first up, we have Dwayne Klotz wishing to address the council.
Thank you. When President Trump announced that he was going to round up and deport vicious criminal gangsters coming to this country, preying upon us, I approve of that. I'm not automatically against anything that he does. But I would like to know, since when is it considered to be a vicious crime to put in an honest day's work at a legitimate job that benefits all of us in this county? Specifically, within the last few days, feds from ICE descended upon our fair town. Now, if they had search warrants looking for somebody, or they had probable cause that here's somebody that's unlawfully living here, I can live with that. I can go along with that. But that's not what happened. They came here and simply at random picked people on their way to work and harassed them. This happened to some people that I know. They were pulled over, they were sworn at, cursed, and questioned. And finally, when they couldn't find anything to probable cause, they just got mad and slammed the door and let them go. This is un-American and it's blatantly unconstitutional. Now, as a historian and a retired educator, I can tell you that it is very true that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And I'm alarmed and concerned. I plan to go to church within the next week. Do I need to bring my briefcase with me filled with documents and my birth certificate for fear that a bunch of Rambo wannabes are going to plow in the door, maybe catch me sitting next to a brown-skinned friend and take me to internment with them because somebody there mistakenly assumed that I'm an immigrant who just happens to have abnormally pale skin? Now you may say, that's far-fetched, but I don't know. I think there's many business owners here that would back me up when I say that just because a person works for a federal government agency, that is not a guarantee that they are America's brightest and best. With that in mind, this is what I would like to see you do. And I know that your powers are very limited in this regard. There are many times I wish you had powers over the federal government, and you probably do too. But this is what I would like to see you do. When the feds come out here and they have legitimate warrant or something, of course, for our safety, let's get criminals off the streets. But if they come out here and they ask the people, the city council or the law enforcement officers of Taft to participate in an action that you know is a clear violation of the constitutional rights of we the people, I beseech you, refuse. In addition to that, don't help or assist them, but in contrast, I would like to see, and what I know of you folks up there, I'm sure this is a request that you've probably been doing all your life anyway, but when you have the opportunity to use your influence, please use your influence to help protect and preserve our constitutionally guaranteed rights. When they take one right, who knows what comes next? They might take their Fourth Amendment rights away. It might be my Second Amendment rights that come next, come a different president, maybe a President Gavin Newsom or whoever that doesn't like the Second Amendment. I feel we have to stand staunch on defending every part of our Bill of Rights and Constitution. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for addressing the council. Next speaker would be, is it Gladys Flores? Gladys Flores. Oh, I beg your pardon. All right.
You're fine, you're fine.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Gladys Flores. I am the program director for Centro de Unidad Popular Benito Juárez. As you may know and hear the name, it's indigenous Benito Juárez. If you guys have known about, the history that Benito Juárez did in Mexico. But the reason that I'm here today in front of you guys right now is because this Sunday, our community was racial profiled. Our community was targeted, and as the previous speaker did mention, they just said, well, you look like somebody that we think did a criminal act. I have my blouse right now as indigenous that I proudly wear. And now our community is thinking, if you're a U.S. citizen or you have your resident, are you even allowed to wear this? Are you even allowed to come out to the community? This is a country of immigrants. We're all immigrants in this country. And just to have and to know that, our community got racial profile this Sunday, it's a slap in the face when our community, it's a hardworking community. There's business owners that they pay taxes. The community here pay their taxes, fair and share. What I want from you guys is to acknowledge and to take responsibility that this is not okay for the city of Taft to continue further. The other thing is that we would like to also have a sit down. There's many members here, as you may see behind, from the community that we're also and are concerned, what is going to happen in the next following weeks? Is this going to stop or is it going to continue? We would just also like for you guys not to collaborate with none of these agencies, not unless, like the previous speaker spoke, not unless if they really have an arrest warrant or there's something that they have. But if they don't, I don't think our community needs to be scared. I don't think our community needs to be wondering if they're going to send their kids to school, if it's safe for the kids to go to school. At the end of the day, this is going to affect not only not only us, it's gonna hurt the whole city and the county also. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up would be Saul Acosta. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes.
All right.
All right, good evening, members of council. My name is Saul Acosta, and I am the president of the Taft College Associated Student Organization, and I'm here to bring attention to the concerning presence of immigration and customs enforcement agents here in Taft, and the negative impact it has had in our college community. As the TCASO president, I have witnessed firsthand how ICE's presence is affecting our students. Many of them have stopped attending classes or have informed their professors of their minimal presence due to fear of ICE operations here in Kern County. This fear is not unfounded, with executive orders signed by President Trump of now allowing for ICE agents to raid places of worship, public demonstration, social service agencies, medical facilities, and schools. For many students, this means their educational opportunities are being jeopardized. When students miss class due to fear, they fall behind in their education, an essential part in their future. Education is supposed to be a foundation for growth, opportunity, and a better life. It is the American dream. However, the threats of ICE raids, students are afraid that they will be detained or deported due to racial profiling, which undermines that dream. In response to these issues, the TCASO has been actively working with our campus's committees to address immigration concerns and raise awareness about the rights and resources available to our students and community. We are committed to educating ourselves and empowering our community. We do not support racial profiling or the targeting of individuals based on immigration status, and we stand firmly against ICE raids on our campus. We must ensure that schools remain safe spaces for everyone, regardless of their backgrounds and immigration status. The right to an education should not be dictated by fear. As a campus, we will continue to support each other, work with our community partners, and advocate for policies that protect our students. Now more than ever, it is essential for our council to take a stand. We ask for your support in making our community safer and more inclusive for everybody. Together, we can make sure that education remains the beacon of hope, not fear. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, sir. Next up, Daniel Rodella.
Daniel Rodella, community organizer with Faith in the Valley, resident of West Kern, public affairs and religious liberty director affiliated with the Church State Council, and a person of faith. You know, last September, I came here to share concerns about the same topic, immigration. Since then, I've done my part to explore a conversation with council members Chavira and Bryant regarding ways to collaborate to ensure all folks, regardless of their legal status, feel safe in this community. Unfortunately, I haven't been successful in securing a meeting with them. As shared then, I am sharing it now. Claiming that the Constitution protects only citizens is misinformed and lacks support, as we see that the 4th, 5th, and 14th Amendments afford equal protection under the law for all people residing in this country, documented or not. Last Sunday, DEA HSI agents stormed zip code 93268, targeting the Hispanic indigenous community on their way to work. Fear and terror roamed the streets, but those who were stopped did what they could to exercise their constitutional rights. Other brave community members used their right to record what was happening and documented this injustice. Today, I urge you to use your power and influence to ensure that all people in this community feel safe. Yesterday, we heard that over 30% of students from the Taft City and Taft Union High School districts miss class, which begs the question of how safe they feel at school and in their community. School districts typically lose $50 a day when a student is absent, which means that yesterday's absences potentially cost our local districts roughly $60,000. That's somebody's annual salary there. As a community organizer, I reiterate my willingness to use whatever power and influence we have as a grassroots and community-based organization to explore conversations with you, as we have done regarding other issues with other leaders in the past and have found solutions. Regardless of whether immigration enforcement happens within your city limits or whether those affected live in your jurisdiction, zip code 93268, at the city or rural level is impacted in various forms nonetheless. For example, yesterday, over 20 local businesses closed their doors, highlighting other adverse economic impacts on this city as well. And I'm not even highlighting religious liberty and financial implications for those local houses of worship in our community. You should be highly concerned about these questionable immigration enforcement tactics. And I end with this. I urge you that as City Council, you officially and explicitly acknowledge these concerns via public statement and commit to a dialogue with concerned community members regarding what comes next and to begin the process of finding solutions. Please don't succumb to being indifferent to these concerns, and please act.
Thank you, Mr. Rodella. Next up, Cecilia Alvarado.
Good afternoon. I come here with some stories. So I live in Taft, U.S. citizen. I come from, my mom was an immigrant. My dad comes 4 generations back to Colorado. So we have a good established here in the United States. But in 1910, my grandmother was deported because she looked very indigenous. All 6 siblings and herself were deported, U.S. citizens, going back 3 generations. So I hate for that to happen again. That because of the way you look, and she didn't speak English either. She didn't write. She was very simple. But the fear that we're experiencing now in the community, it's real. I get phone calls from my neighbors saying, I have somebody that was deported and they can't find their child now. What a horrific thing to happen. And I'm not a lawyer, but I do research because I'm a human being and I hurt for them. I have teachers calling me, telling me, should I host classes on Zoom? That's up to them. But they have the kindness of their heart. I want my student to go to class. We talked earlier when you did the invocation about peace and community. That's what I'm asking for, peace and community in this city. So we can go back being respectful and loving and hopefully supporting our workers, because any work is honorable work, and that's what they're here for. I agree, if there's something that is lawful, if there's a warrant, then so be it, we have to follow the law. But if people come here to work, or if people look just indigenous, why is there a witch hunt? Because that's how I feel sometimes. And I have an accent, and even though I'm not as dark, I can get pulled over for what I look like. And we don't want to feel like 9/11. In 9/11, when that happened, I don't know if you can recall that, it was scary. We didn't know what was going to happen to us, and we were being attacked. It was horrific, the 9/11 attack. I remember sitting in my house wondering, are they coming for me? I don't deserve this. Why are they coming for me? And that's how our community feels right now. Why are they coming for me? Why am I being attacked? It is scary out there. Parents are scared, children are scared. I just ask for that peace and unity to come back to Taft, where I live, and I'm a homeowner too and a taxpayer. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming before the council. Lastly, Hector Hernandez.
Good afternoon, Hector Hernandez, Executive Director with Unidad Popular Benito Juárez. I'm here just to support my colleagues and friends in here that are making comments with regards to the immigration presence in the community. And as many said, this is not only it's racial profiling, it's also it's an attack to our community and the farm workers, especially in an area like Taft. We live in a community where there's a large concentration of farm workers, but not because they're farm workers, they should be criminalized or they should be targeted as a criminal. I go in the city, I drive around, and because of my color, somebody's going to pull me over without knowing my status. And that's creating fear. And the city supposed to take protect the communities. They should look into how to better improve the city, how to do better for the communities, especially the taxpayers. You have a large number of students that didn't go to school. One of the commenters, and this affects everybody. Affects our community, affects our economic, affects our the daily lives. It's like coming to the city. I don't know if I'm going to get pulled over by immigration. Even if I have not done anything, I work every day like anybody else. But I feel that because of my color or because of the way I dress or the way I look, I'm going to be targeted. And this is not Americanized. All the people that are residing in different areas in the United States, they come from somewhere. They come from Europe, they come from Mexico, South America, and other countries. They come here because they want to improve their lives. And that's the same thing that we have here in Taft, especially with the communities, especially with the indigenous communities. I myself, I use Mixteco, so I speak Mixteco. I speak Spanish and English. So I don't want to I don't want to be in a position where I'll be targeted by the Border Patrol or by immigration. So those are my comments. And one last comment that I do want to say is that if you look back here, there's a large number of Spanish speaking, and the city has no interpreters. And under Title VI and under state and federal law, you guys are supposed to have interpreters, especially for the ones that don't speak English, and especially those that want to come and be part of the city hearings and meetings. A lot of the folks here, they were asking about the agenda. Even if you guys printed the agenda, it's in English. I didn't saw one in Spanish. And you guys are supposed to have interpreters, especially when you have more than 15% of the community that speaks Spanish. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, that's all the people we have wishing to address the council. I want to thank you all for coming before the council and sharing your concerns. The safety of this community is a tantamount. It always has been. It's not just now. It's not just in the future. It has been since it was incorporated in the year 1910. So we do. We want a safe community for everybody. Please know that. Next up, council statements, non-action. Councilman Waldrop.
I have none at this time, thank you.
All right. Councilman Chavera.
Please do it brief. Tomorrow, the Petroleum Club is having a fundraiser, and dinner starts at 7 o'clock. I'll be out there cooking, so if you have the opportunity to come out, please come out. In addition, DLAC, I've been the DLAC coordinator for about a year, and we encourage you guys all to come out. We have conversations constantly. We have folks that go. We have one of our presidents here, Mr. Rodella is there. And anytime, we ask all the time, if you guys want to have conversations about the ESL program, that's your opportunity. But we encourage you to come out there and learn about what's going on at the school and what we are offering your students. That's all I got, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Councilman Cryer.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a few things to say, and I hope it doesn't cause any issues or anything, but there's a lot of things been said in the media that was put down to energize the hype that's causing the situation today. 2 weeks prior to Trump's inauguration, 2 weeks prior to his inauguration, President Biden sent out ICE out, immigration out, to hunt for all the farm workers and all that stuff, causing issues prior to his inauguration. And Trump all along says he's going after the people who commit crimes and done things, rape, robbery, transporting drugs, anything that's illegal and stuff. Those are going to be the first ones who's going to go. But if the sanctuary cities or other organizations don't let the criminals, won't let them get access to the people that are trying to get, they'll go ahead and round up the ones that are illegal, but were legal. And that's how I take it. And I feel sorry for the people because I myself sponsored 2 people to become U.S. citizens from Mexico. They did it the right way. They came across here. They went back. They did their paperwork, got their stuff, and I went with them both to Fresno, do their swearing-in ceremony and everything, and they became citizens. And after they became citizens, they got their family and become citizens in Mexico, in Mexicali, the exact city there on the border. There's good people in everybody. There's nobody that come here to work. I know that only overall, the immigrants that do work in a farm is about 2% of the illegal immigrants. Only 2%. The rest of them are doing other things on there. So it's not, if they all quit, it may hurt maybe some localized area and stuff. But as far as people talking about color and stuff, There's about 200 countries in the world that got illegal immigrants here in our own country. They're all different colors, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, Russia, all that. They're pretty much, you might want to call them Caucasians, whites. Then you got the Chinese all in there. They're a different color too, you know, different shade and other factors. They're all here, and the differences between a person that's here doing it the right way, getting their paperwork, getting their H-1D, whatever that form is, to come and work in this country to work, they're easy to get a hold of. There's most of, in fact, a lot of people here in Kern County has that certificate to work in this place. But if you do it legally, you don't have nothing to worry about. But if you're here illegally, just don't go out and do something wrong. You won't get caught. You're just making yourself open to a target, you might want to say. But, you know, I'm just telling you about my experience. I've been in the farming industry for darn near 50 years, many employees, and I know the ins and outs, what some of them do. They'll rent their Social Security from somebody in their driver's license, as long as it looks, you know, both numbers are the same. But my picture may not be the same, but we hire them. But there's a lot of people trying to do it the right way, and a lot of them don't get in trouble, you know, on there because they don't expose themselves to do it. And I myself is, you know, I believe in a rule of law. If you don't break the law, you don't get in trouble. But if you do, there's a lot of things a person can do by doing things, you know, just going back and doing it right and stuff. But I'm for the people who here that are here working their butts off, whatever you do, making hamburgers or working in agriculture or manufacturing, building houses, whatever. I feel for you. You can still have a chance of doing it, but when people go out there, you see on TV burning, you know, with all the different flags, Mexican flags mostly, but other countries' flags burning the American flag, that ain't the right way of doing it, because all you're doing is promoting what people in our country is against, of how I feel. And I just think that try to figure a way to get legislature, work on it, to find a program that may work on there. And talk with your representatives in the federal government. Doesn't mean you gotta talk to the state, because federal trumps, no pun intended, the state laws and stuff. But Trump has been doing a really, you know, a good job. No, he's not perfect, but I'll tell you what, he's been, whatever he says, he did. He didn't just say the words, he's going to do this, he doesn't do it, but he's trying to bring peace in the world, he's trying to find the workers and stuff, but he's more against the ones who are breaking the law, causing crimes, killing people. If you don't do any of that stuff, you're good to, you know, you don't have nothing to worry about, you know, because how in the hell can he get 30 million illegals out of this country? He can't, it's impossible. All he's going to do is get the ones who's causing the issues and stuff. And any people talk about in schools and stuff, yeah, you know, I don't think ICE has been to any schools, none whatsoever. If they do go, it's probably because maybe the parents got caught, and they probably asked parents to tell them, my kid's at school, can you let the school administrators or whatever know that there's a situation here that developed that we need some help on. That may be a point, but you're going to see them all dressed up and like they're going to go into battle. You're not going to see that. And you wonder, you know, about costs and stuff. I've traveled to many countries, at least 50 different countries. I go to Mexico quite often. I do a lot of business in Mexico. I know what it's like in Mexico. I know a different, you know, from Guanajuato to Puebla to San Juan Miguel de Allende, Chile. I've been all over back in those countries there. And I know your president at the time real well. Done business with him. That'd be Vicente Fox. I know him. He picked up at the airport. I know all about that. And we talk about it. But you know, they have a beautiful, I'm just talking about Mexico itself. I mean, a lot of countries are very nice. But it's so much nice, so rich. It's more richer than the United States. Very much rich.
5 minutes like everybody else?
No, the council is not,
Okay.
but thank you. You may complete your statements.
Yes. But it's a rich, beautiful country. Europe's a very, very, but the governments have got to change. You got to worry about your government you have, and be it for the people and by the people, not just by the top level, and you know it's going to get nowhere. But it is, and I go there 2 or 3 months out of the year. But anyway, I just want to, on my side, I speak for myself, not for the council, just for myself. And one more thing, you know, my wife was born in Mexico. She's Mexican. And so I don't want to say I'm prejudiced or against or anything or all that. Yeah, but her family, she got a lot of family here, went to Mexico, worked in the fields here, picking strawberries and stuff back over there in Oxnard area, and it came that way. And she became a U.S. citizen and did it the right way. It's not hard to do it, but it's important that our country vets out the right, like they had Ellis Island back in the early part of our country. Check out for criminals and check out for diseases and stuff and take care of it there before they come the rest of the way. That's all it's about. It's not that hard. It's just doing it. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I'm sorry for talking so long. I hope I don't get in trouble. But I just feel this is my personal opinion, not the council. But I had to speak out because I dealt with all of it. I dealt with the people trying to do hard. And it's sad, you know, on there. But the law is a law, you know. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll be brief. I was able to attend the KADC meeting, excuse me, on the 23rd at CSUB. We had a nice presentation from the new president at CSUB talking about the university's investment specifically in attracting and retaining students from the Kern County area to really rebrand themselves the University of the Valley, because they are the only Division I university, large-scale university here in the Central Valley. And it kind of struck me a little bit because I'm a Fresno State guy, but that's okay. It's still a Cal State school. Nothing wrong with that. But speaking of speaking of KDC, the executive director, Richard Chapman, was able to announce the establishment and activation of the West Kern Economic Alliance, kind of a sister to the East Kern Economic Alliance that was established in East Kern, Tehachapi, Bourne, and whatnot. We had the first meeting of that on the 29th at Taft College. Thank you to Taft College for hosting that. And we look forward to really kind of diving deep and collaborating with a lot of folks on the west side, all the way from, places like McFarland and Delano, Buttonwillow and whatnot, all on the west side of Kern County, to really bring business and livelihood and residents to West Kern. So I look forward to those future meetings, and a big thank you to KEDC for kicking that off. But speaking of CSUB, I was contacted about their Hall of Fame, which they're having their induction ceremony on the 20th of February. I don't have the time or location specifically, but if you go to csub.edu, you can find more info. But the reason I was contacted about that is a local resident, or a former local resident, daughter of Howard and June Matney. Her name is Donna Barba Higuera. She's a writer and author, and she's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. So if you happen to know the Matney family, if you know Donna herself, I know her sister very well. She's my 3rd and 4th grade teacher. I would encourage you to please consider supporting that event and go out and celebrate her. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. This past week, it was the week prior, we had an opportunity, we being myself, City Manager Jones, had an opportunity to spend some time with our new Kern County Supervisor, Chris Parlier. Chris was able to take some time out of his day, along with 2 staff members, and along with the head code enforcement official for Kern County, and come over. We took him for a ride all around the west side, not just City of Taft, but unincorporated areas, South Taft, Ford City, Taft Heights, to show him some of the issues facing the residents of the unincorporated portion of Taft. And there are many. I do believe that in the past, there have been a cross-section of the population that had no voice, and that county representation was very sparse. I will tell you this, and I was shocked by it. The head of their code enforcement told me that they have, throughout the county of Kern, which is bigger than the state of Delaware. It's a big place, right? Anyway, throughout the county of Kern, they have a staff of 10 code enforcement officers, 10 throughout all of Kern County. And right now they're staffed at 8. Here in the city of Taft, we have 1 code enforcement in our city, along with a building inspector who helps with code enforcement. The city of Bakersfield has 60 code enforcement officers. all right? And you wonder why they're able to spend so much time in the field and address those issues. So we took Supervisor Parlier all around the unincorporated areas and through Taft to help share with him some of the issues facing the residents so that the county can more effectively see to it that living conditions outside of City of Taft proper mirror within the City of Taft. Okay, the code enforcement should be no different, and people should endeavor to live the same quality of life along with safety, as well as every other aspect of any service provided by government. So I want to thank Supervisor Parlier for taking the time. We'll have many more conversations in that regard. He and his staff identified, in the beginning I thought it was 32, but exceeded some 50 cases that they're going to have to deal with just on that first field trip. So hopefully more focus, more attention, more access to government for people living in the unincorporated areas. It was a very productive day, a very productive first step. So that's all I have this evening. Item number 5, department reports. We have no department reports this evening. Item number 6, city manager's statements. City Manager Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing additional.
Thank you, sir. Item number 7, city attorney statements. Jason.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No statement.
All right. Item number 8, future agenda requests this evening, gentlemen.
None here.
None here.
All right, seeing none. Moving on, consent calendar items 9 through 14. All items listed on the consent calendar shall be considered routine and will be enacted by one roll call vote. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the City Council requests specific items to be removed from the consent calendar for separate action. Any item removed from the consent calendar will be considered after the regular business items. Are there any items on the consent calendar that any member of the public would like to comment on? Seeing none, those items are item number 9, which is the minutes for the January 21st, 2025 meeting. Item number 10 is the payment of bills, some $1.269 million. Item number 11, execution and filing of Transit Development Act Article 8 claims for fiscal year 2019-2020, fiscal year 2020-2021, fiscal year 2021-2022, fiscal year 2022-23, and fiscal year 2023-24. Recommendation is a motion to adopt resolution entitled, Resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of a Transit Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2019-2020. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of a Transit Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2020-2021. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of a Transit Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2021-2022. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of a Transit Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2022-2023. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of Transit Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2023-2024, and find that the activity is not a project for the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines. Item number 12, execution and filing of Street and Roads Development Act Article 8 claims for fiscal year 2015-16, fiscal year 2016-17, fiscal year 2017-18, fiscal year 2018-19, fiscal year 2019-20, fiscal year 2020-21, fiscal year 2021-22, fiscal year 2022-23, and fiscal year 2023-24. Recommendation is a motion to adopt resolutions entitled, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of the Street and Roads Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2015-16. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of a Street and Roads Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2016-17. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of a Street and Road Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2017-18. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of a Street and Roads Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2018-19. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of a Street and Roads Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2019-20. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of a Street and Road Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2020-21. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of a Street and Road Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2021-22. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of a Street and Road Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2022-23. And a resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the execution and filing of a Street and Road Development Act Article 8 claim for fiscal year 2023-24, and find that the activity is not a project per the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines. Item 13 is the approval of expenditures for computer server replacement wastewater treatment facility. Recommendation is a motion to approve expenditures for computer upgrades replacement at the City of Taft wastewater treatment facility in the amount of $19,147.71, and find that the activity is not a project for the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines. Lastly, item 14 is Core Logic Amendment 1 to the Master Service Agreement. Recommendation is a motion to authorize the mayor to execute Core Logic Amendment Number 1 to the Master Service Agreement and find that the activity is not a project per California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines. Does any member of the council wish to remove any of these items from the consent calendar?
None here.
None here.
Hearing none, thank heavens. At this time, I would entertain a motion to approve consent calendar items 9 through 14.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk,
Second.
may we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Cryer?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bryant?
Yes.
Councilmember Waldrop?
Yes.
Councilmember Chavera?
Yes.
And Mayor Noor.
Yes, that's approved on a 5-0 vote. Thank you, gentlemen. That concludes the open session of this evening's council meeting. At this time, this council will be going into closed session for item A, conference with real property negotiator Craig Jones, City Manager, Government Code Section 54956.8, 1100 East Ash Street, Taft, California, and one undisclosed parcel. Item B, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, Government Code Section 54956.9A, Taft Union High School versus the City of Taft. Item C, conference with labor negotiator Craig Jones, City Manager, Government Code Section 54957.6, all units. Lastly, item D, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, one undisclosed case, Government Code Section 54956.9B. I want to thank everybody for being a part of this evening's meeting. This council is going into closed session. Good evening to you.